And yeah, and that's kind of how I think like we need to utilize big tech in order to get our voices heard out there, as far as activism, as far as any grassroots political movement, and I really think, I don't know if even like, Congress people really know how to utilize their voice properly on social media, on LinkedIn, etc., etc. So, and that's something that we really can improve on, and that's what I talk about in my new book called "The Technocracy and You: A Guide to the Silicon Valley Revolution for Boomers." And it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing that I'm trying to start, but go ahead and check that out. And welcome to A Guy in His Room. This time we are talking to guest Brian, and he has a podcast called A Rye in His Goom, and he has a new book coming out. We're really excited to talk about all those things. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe, spread the word, and thanks for checking the podcast out. That was way too long of a royalty-free song I was playing. Yeah, that was my, just kidding, guys. That's my fake out intro. I'm kind of annoyed, like, that was me making fun of, how podcasts are doing that now. They're playing, like, something from the inner podcast episode, like, that's later on in the episode, but they're putting it in the beginning, I guess. I don't know why. Like, I don't really know why that is done. I mean, if you're already playing the episode, like, why would you need, like, a little clip, like a trailer? Like, but there's so many doing that now. I don't, like, Rogan doesn't do that, I don't think. I mean, I don't know, maybe that's something that somebody's telling somebody's producer is like, we got to put this stupid clip at the beginning that's from the episode they already click play on. I mean, I just don't get the point of that. I've heard it in, actually, you know what? Maybe I can just play one. Hold on a second. Just so stupid. All right, here we go.
Business used to be the purview of the right? We looked at business leaders as, evil, greedy Republicans who didn't want to be regulated. And now, really, if we're honest, the businesses that hold the most influence and sway are the purview of the left. Tech companies are the purview of the left. And so there's been this complete upending or reversal. And I think a lot of companies are filled with young left people. And I think that leaders are interface, of people who want to do this.
This is long.
Welcome to the Unspeakable Podcast. I'm your host, Megan Daum. My guest,
Now they do the
Jennifer
intro.
Say, is a little different from a lot of the guests we have on this show. She's not an artist or a journalist or a podcaster. She's in the corporate world, or at least she was in the corporate.
I mean, look, I do listen to this podcast sometimes. Like, I did listen to this episode, but a lot of this, like, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of like, just everybody follows the same formula with stuff, like, and I'm sure people would tell me, like, oh, you know what you need to do for your podcast is you need to do that exact thing. But that was like a long, like a minute and a half of the interview that you're just gonna listen to anyway. And then there's the music, and then comes the intro. It's like, just do the intro then if you're gonna do an intro. I don't really get that. I don't get. I did sort of like do that with the Scribe episode, like, but kind of as a joke. Like, I just put like one little thing in the beginning because I was also kind of making fun of it there. But yeah, that's what people are doing now. It's the rage that people are doing. Like, I don't have weird little noises in the beginning like that. Dun, 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 dun. And then you have somebody who's like sounding smart come in. And yeah, that's what I told the CEO when I said, you know what? We really got to listen to the bottom line here. We can't really. Yeah, I don't know. I hate like corporate speak. And this lady that was on the podcast was like about like, what? I don't know, chief marketing official. And, that's just how people in business talk. They just talk like that. I hate it. Like I would overhear it in my work office. And I'm going to, because I'm going back to the office finally. Not next week, but the week after. And, it's kind of funny. Like, I was waiting to go back in the office for 2 years. And now that it's coming, I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm not mentally ready. Like, I'm a little, like, whiny little nerd. I'm like,
I don't know if I'm ready.
But it's more like just to get up in the, like, I've become so, like, lethargic and lazy. And it got worse this winter, the winter of darkness or whatever they called it. And I've just been so lazy and lethargic. I'm like, I've seriously been wondering, like every week, I'm like, am I sick with something? Because I just can't get out of bed. Like, it's literally like it feels hard to get out of bed. I might just be depressed or something, but I mean, it's kind of been so long that I'm like, I think part of it is, even though I do like try to exercise, just the fact that you don't leave the house when you work from home makes you like that. And I've seen people say that, like, I know I worked a work from home only job before the pandemic. For like 6 years I had a remote job. Everybody's talking about this now, but I was,
one of the first ones. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, let me try to make this
more dramatic. That's a little weird. Okay, it's a little. I had. Oh, fuck. Why is it so loud? I had a work at home job. For like 6 years before the pandemic. Like, it was a small company, and you really gotta, picture like an island, just no. This does sound like a meditation music, but maybe it's too much like that. I'm kind of ripping off this podcast, World Record, the World Record podcast. They did like a fake, like, joking meditation that was like that, but then then he was like joking around. He was like saying things that would not relax you, like, think of all the people dying, and don't think he was like, don't think about all the people that might be dead from a hurricane right now. Anyway, check that out. I'm not trying to rip that off. But look, I got to use these royalty free. I don't have a studio DJ like these radio shows used to have, Bumper music, I think it's called, or something like that. But I had a. There's lyrics. That's not what I want. Jeez, man. Wait, I'm gonna have to go with ambient music because everything else is too much. And I had a remote job. And after a while, I was like, you know what? This is kind of making me lethargic and not have energy, and really antisocial too. And now I'm seeing people talk about that on Reddit now, online, And it's like, where were these people, when I was, I guess I'm hearing this louder than you probably are. Turn it down for me. But yeah, it made me more antisocial and kind of depressed at times. Like, it's not like I'm a social guy, but it's just weird to just sit at home and never ever interact with your coworkers. And it does get weird. You feel less connected with people. So like if you're stressed out at your job, like, and this has happened to me over the pandemic too, like if I get annoyed at coworkers and you don't see them ever, it's like you make up it's worse, you know. It makes you like them less because you're never seeing them. It's like online, you know. People on Twitter, you just like attack because you don't see them. You wouldn't treat anyone like that. You know, Scribe was talking about this too. It's not a natural interaction. You're just two people anonymously like have a fake like avatar of each other in your head, and you're just like attacking whatever you think that is. And that's kind of what like you working with someone and never seeing them is just like so weird. Although we did try to like have like a once a year meeting in person, and it would always be like they were so cheap, the company, that we would always go to Panera or like some really cheap place. They just like, I mean, it's just like, why wouldn't you just invite us to your house or something? Oh, I guess we had to meet at a central location because everybody was all over the place. But anyway, I'm not gonna call them out or dox them, but fuck them, okay? Fuck them. Anybody that well, they did like get rid of me. They did fire me. So fuck them. That's the name of this podcast. Fuck them. Yeah, but so I was making fun of professional podcasts because I'm jealous that they're professional. Although I did start out, I don't know if you guys remember the old days, but when I started out, I had an intro song that was like a fake royalty-free thing. But here's one thing I wanted to talk about. I know everybody's, well, first of all, I have to mention that
Elon Musk is gonna fucking ruin Twitter. The Musk has Nazi control of Twitter. The Nazis are going to take over Twitter. And I am not having it. Okay? This will not stand. We divided will not stand. Or something divided will something stand. I don't know.
Yeah, I just like was like looking up Brian Stelter because I forget. He's always in the news saying something stupid. I guess he was defending the CNN Plus thing, saying like, we don't know if it was a failure. He's just such a fucking like dork. Like, I remember when I was younger, I don't know, early 2000s, and he was on CNN. And he would come on, and I would be like, who the fuck is this guy? He should not, why is he on TV? He was like he's like a grotesque, goofy, like, he just looks so off to like watch someone on TV be a news anchor and look like this guy. It just, the fact that he's, his head is just awful. Like, look, I'm not making fun of him being bald, okay? You can't help that, but you can. I don't know, and he's the type of guy where I'm like, I don't really know if it would help if he just got rid of the hair on the sides too, because his head is so, like, just shitty for being bald. Like, I just would always wear a hat. Even on TV, I would just, although look at this, like when he was not, well, he was balding pretty bad here, but looks like a younger picture of him, and he just looks like shit. Could you ever imagine seeing this guy and being like, oh, well, that's going to be a news anchor. He's going to always be on, like, top cable news. You're going to see him every night. Oh, my God. Well, this is why I wanted to bring him up. Because this guy has the fucking weirdest smile. Fake smile. It's just so fake, and it's so weird. Like, I've never seen anyone smile like this. Like, maybe he can't help it, but it looks so fake that it looks like he is, like, fake, like, forcing it, you know? You got some different angles on it, too. This is a flattering one, too, right here. He just, you know what? If he did lose some weight, he might look better, actually, now I think about it. Because this, he looks, well, I don't know. He's probably not any skinnier there, but in this one, he's a little bit looking skinnier, a tiny bit. It's kind of better. Like, I won't say he looks good at all. Like, he's like pale. He looks like a creature. He doesn't look like a person. Like, he just doesn't. I think it's like the contrast of his like really baby face, and then just the giant like older guy body with the bald head. I don't know what it is, but even when I was in my, I guess maybe when I was like almost 20 or something, whenever I was seeing him on CNN, I was just like, what? Like, what is this guy? What does he do? I didn't know he was like a big time anchor or anything. I just remember seeing him and I was like, what the fuck? I mean, there's plenty of goofy people on TV, but I mean, yeah, if he lost weight a little bit, I mean, it's just not quite as bad. It's not like it's good, but he comes off so gay to me too. I guess he's not because he has a wife, but he just like he seems really gay. Like, look at this. It's like, yeah. Do I want Trump gone from Twitter?
Yeah, yes, please.
That's like one of those soy faces because he has this. But to his credit, he's not really doing a soy face. It's just the fucking weirdest smile. Look at this. How he's smiling like that. What is that? Like, okay, make sure you show both rows of your teeth when you smile. Make sure you, like, what is it? It's like if a dentist is like, open up so I can see. Like, that's the only way you would make that face, I think. Oh, these are terrible quality. I thought I could found some, what the fuck, dude? I just don't get the smile. Oh my god. Yeah, see, I can't even make the face. I was just, yeah, you know. I guess maybe you can't help it. I don't know. I mean, it's just so obviously a fake one, though, is the thing. So, like when he really smiles, I'm not really seeing any genuine smiles here. I guess this here is the closest to a genuine smile, but he looks like a fucking creep. Look at this. This is him. And I noticed. I kept trying to think of who he reminds me of, and it's Jared Fogle from Subway, the pedophile. And I mean, he looks like a pedo. I mean, look at this. Like, this picture by itself. Like, I'd be surprised if he's not one. But you know what's weird? Like, well, I guess he's on TV, so he can't look like this. This might be what he looks like on the weekend or something. Like, just unkempt and, well, it's not like I'm any better hygiene-wise, but, just something about this look, they just are a pedo. I don't know, like, ugh, God, imagine that stench coming off of this, too. Oh, wait a minute, what's this? This is an old one? Oh, was he not on CNN until 2013? I mean, I'm confused. He guest hosted. Could have sworn I saw him like a while ago, but whatever. I don't know. You know, the timeline's all messed up now with Elon taking over. Yeah, what can I say, guys? Musk has the control now. I mean, we're all gonna fucking go to Nazi camps now because Elon Musk. I mean, part of me just thinks he's doing this because, oh my god. Wow. Okay, Elizabeth Warren, who, like, the more she talks, the more dumb she is, Elizabeth Warren says,
Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter is dangerous for our democracy. So, okay,
so free speech is dangerous for a democracy? What are you talking about? How is this dangerous? Because it's a billionaire? What, like Dorsey wasn't one? What? Oh, and this is why. Wow. Okay, this is why. Oh man. Look, I don't know what Elon Musk's like politics are. Did he say he's a conservative or something? Like, I think he's just trolling people all the time. Oh my god. I mean, I guess he's following in Trump's footsteps with his tweets being like a trolling thing. But they're kind of like more they're like more clever though. Like these are really funny. I didn't even know he sent these. But this is obviously like a big reason why she doesn't like him, because he said December 2021 Elizabeth Warren said he was freeloading, which I don't think so. I think he probably pays more than like Bezos does. I don't know though. I haven't looked it up. He called her Senator Karen and said stop projecting, and then said you remind me of when I was a kid and my friend's angry mom would just randomly yell at everyone for no reason. I mean, yeah, she does. I mean, look at this picture. That literally is like a good description. That's kind of like what I wish Trump's tweets were like. I mean, Trump's tweets were more like, you're fat, or like, I don't know, something dumb. Although this is kind of a Trumpy thing to say. He said, Bernie Sanders said, we must demand that the extremely wealthy pay their fair share, period. Yeah, okay, Bernie, do you? I just hate that they're all hypocritical. Like, if you're going to support that, go after the fucking Pelosi or whoever. Everybody that has money has to do this, not just like a billionaire white guy that you don't like, even though he's not white. He's from like Africa or something. And he said, Elon said to Bernie Sanders, I keep forgetting that you're still alive in November 14th, 2021. In retrospect, it was inevitable that Elon bought Twitter. I didn't think he was going to. I thought he was just trolling, kind of. And I mean, I'm sorry, like, I am kind of, like, thinking this is a good thing, because I am a free speech guy. I mean, I know that's considered being a fucking Nazi now. But, like, all these people, like, you know, I'm not the only one to say this, but, like, you know, the fact that you're on one side of politics, it doesn't mean, like, you can censor everyone else. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, they've had it so good. They've had, like, lived in a bubble on Twitter, like, where everybody is censored that even says, like, I don't know, like, I don't even think you could say that one drug that treats COVID that I probably can't even say on here. You're not allowed to say it. It's like a regular fucking medicine. Like, you couldn't even talk about COVID. You just get, like, blocked, and, you know, people are always deleted on Twitter. Like, you know, they say that the Babylon Bee is the reason he's doing this. I don't really think that can be the only reason. It's like, and all these people have to realize that, like, you know, there's still going to be tons of employees on Twitter that are still going to be doing this shit. I don't know if it's going to change as much as people think it's going to. I mean, maybe it will, but, like, I don't really know what that means. Like, because he buys Twitter, is he going to, like, do everything? I don't know, you know. But they still have Facebook. They still have, like, you know, the entire media, so. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, to just expect that the most radical people should have the most voice and the only voice on Twitter or whatever is just ridiculous. I mean, and if you're worried about this, like, you have to grow up. I mean, what are you doing with your life? You're really worried that somebody could say words that you don't agree with, like, or that you think are hateful? Like, if it's, you know, yeah, if somebody, like, literally is racist on Twitter, report it. You know, that should still be the case. I mean, whatever. I mean, and people are acting like he's like a Trump supporter, or he's going to put Trump back. I don't really know if he's going to do that. Like, if he hasn't said he's going to, I don't know if he's going to, because that might be, he might be not doing, like, if he does that, I think it'll affect Tesla probably. Like, this, I don't know. They probably don't want him to put it, like, say Trump's going back on. But who knows? I mean, I didn't think he was going to buy Twitter too, so. And some of the stuff he said sounds good, like, you know, get rid of the bots, put an edit button on. I can't believe they never did that. Like, everybody's freaking out that free speech might be more happening on Twitter. Like, what the hell? Like, what? Like, I never would have thought that this would happen. Like, one day, like, this will be a controversy. A guy that's just, like, wanting a balance on Twitter. He didn't say anything. It's not even like Trump bought Twitter. If Trump bought Twitter, I could see how people would be upset. I mean, it would be too like biased because he is a politician and he is running for president again. So like, I don't think that should happen. I don't think Biden should have either, or any politician should be able to buy it. But he's just like a guy with money. I mean, how is Zuckerberg not as dangerous? Like, why would Elizabeth Warren be like, Bezos is fine, but you know who's dangerous is Elon Musk. It's just because you don't think, you know, he's not like exactly the same as everyone else, I guess. I mean, you know, I just knew people were going to be freaking out. It's just hilarious. I mean, it's just really embarrassing to be freaking about. I mean, I guess if you're working there, you have more of a reason to be worried. I don't know, like, because you think maybe that he's anti you because you're an activist. Maybe he is. I don't know. You shouldn't be. I don't see how you should be like all these young people that think activism is like the first priority in their job. It's like, no, it isn't. You know. And yeah, I love this too. Like, oh, like.
Musk spent $50 billion on a social media site when people are starving to death. Excuse me? Excuse me? What? Yeah, I mean...
Billionaires, like, okay, so anyone else that's never done that, like, when did Obama, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the people they would like. When did Bernie Sanders go, here's millions of dollars to solve world hunger? Like, what? I mean, they all are supposed to give to charities. No one's given $50 billion. No one's ever done that. The closest person to giving a ton of money to charities is Bezos' ex-wife, apparently. Even though she's not affected, she's fucking the richest woman in the world. Yeah, I actually can't wait till he lays half of you off too. I mean, working on Twitter is the dumbest shit ever. It's just a waste. I mean, so they're this is kind of one of those smear articles a little bit. Elon Musk
has a brutally he has a track record of brutally intense management. Yeah, like
okay, so Bezos doesn't? I mean, yeah, they do report on Bezos being a piece of shit, but I mean, people hate Elon way more than Bezos, which should not be the case because, like, isn't Bezos more rich and he's just more evil? I haven't heard nearly as much shit. And I don't like this anyway. I mean, I don't like this either, but, you know, I've heard worse things from, like, Steve
Jobs. The billionaire once, in 2017, confronted a young engineer whose equipment was malfunctioning. Hey, buddy, this doesn't work, Musk allegedly screamed at the bewildered worker. You're a fucking idiot. Get the fuck out and don't come back.
Yeah, I mean, every CEO is a piece of shit. I mean, every piece of shit. Oh, all right, they could have put more in here. I mean, if that's the only thing they have on him. Steve Jobs has way worse shit, and everybody worships him still. I mean, they just kind of, like, you know, I don't know. I mean, look, like, nobody's, like, who's, like, really going, like, oh, Elon's a great person, like, he's amazing. He's like nobody's saying that. He's just bought Twitter, you know? And I mean, look, I mean, I think he was sort of like he was criticizing the lockdowns. I think that's good. I mean, those were terrible. Those are gonna go down in history as like really bad. I think. I mean, just the shit that now is coming out about, it's just crazy. All the horrible shit like that went on. And it had no like basis in any reality. It was just like, oh, CNN said, or whoever, just people, it's just hysteria. People still wanting to mask now. It's like, and I was listening to this podcast talking about like how it could be probably like, COVID is adapted to the vaccines and got around it. And they just have no idea what to do now. And that's why they dropped the mandates, because they actually like really don't know what's going on with them. And that's, why? Because they, obviously it's from a lab. I mean, go ahead and censor me, big brother, okay?
Go ahead and fucking censor me, but we're gonna take up arms. We're gonna take up arms and get this shit going. We're going against the machine, okay? Okay? It's happening. We're going to take up arms, period. We're not going to sit by and just kind of let things go anymore, alright?
No, just kidding. Don't. Thanks for tuning in to the tech info. The tech security, cyber security review podcast. Yeah, I was just looking up. Guess what I was just looking up? I was looking up TikTok and China. Because I'm not, I don't really know what's going on there, but I just keep going, like, because I'm not on there. I don't know. It's just kind of like, just to think about the fact that, like, I think more people are on TikTok after COVID, and China is the one that covered up everything about COVID, and it spread worldwide, and everybody's rewarding China now by all going on this platform, which is like headquartered there. I mean, it says they're in Beijing, and they have to report to the Chinese party. I mean, it says they study your face data, and it's not secure, and they can like hack into your phone. I don't know why anyone's on this thing. I mean, I would just like, if I was into it, I guess I would just like not make an account and try to search without having one. But I don't know, man. This is just not a good. I mean, I know Trump's the only one, and because Trump is against something, everybody else we're like, fuck that. That's a bad idea. But then, I remember when Trump banned like travel from China when the COVID first hit, and everybody was like, oh, that's racist. It's like, yeah, okay. I mean, they clearly covered up like so much shit. Like, I remember weeks would go by when COVID was kind of taken off in China and the rest of the world and stuff. And I was just like, when are they going to declare this a pandemic? And they just kept not like investigating China. They just like weren't allowing any information to come out. I mean, I'm just like, this is so like a Black Mirror thing, Imagine just like, eventually like that's how China can easily get more power. Like, we're all worried about Russia right now, but like, just imagine that TikTok is the way that they somehow. Just imagine. I don't know how they would really. I mean, I don't know how that would work, but just imagine that would be just like a funny. I mean, I don't know. Too many people are on there, though. It's like, you can't really even stop it at this point. Like, everyone's on it. If you try to stop it now, people will be like, I'm going to be more on it. It's just kind of weird. I don't really get why it's so popular when, like, there's been other, like, short video type of social media. But, I mean, I just don't care. I'm just not joining anymore. I'm kind of like when Bill Burr, I remember Bill Burr saying this, like, years ago. Like, I'm not going to join, I forget, it might have been Twitter at the time. It was so long ago. I'm not going to join every new social media because he had, you know, everybody had MySpace and then Facebook and then Twitter and then, like, I don't know, Snapchat and, like, Vine was out, Instagram. I mean, TikTok's, like, just stupid. I mean, except every other app tries to do what they do. Like, you know, everybody, like, has Reels now, or, like, you know. When's Elon gonna buy that? That's my question. Okay? You know what? We're living in a world where I bet if you would, like, be like, this is good that Elon bought, if you said that on, like, LinkedIn, your company would be like, hey, we saw your post. You said, this is great news about the Elon buying Twitter. You might want to rethink your position on that, if you know what I mean. If you might want to rethink. That's what that lady that was just talking about, the this unspeakable podcast. That's what this lady was talking about. I remember this being in the news, actually. She worked at Levi's and was like gonna be CEO, kind of. And basically all she did was speak out about, like, kids not being able to go to school because she was living in California. And she kept tweeting about it, and I guess her husband did too, and they were, like, kind of outspoken on Twitter. It kind of reminds me of the Gina Carano thing, except, like, this was just about pretty much, like, the COVID response, which is way less, to me, it's just way less, like, controversial. Like, because this is like, nothing. She said she was, like, super left, and she turned down going on Fox News for a while because of that. And I guess she kept tweeting, like, just about, like, oh, the kids should go to school, like, just, like, the response didn't make sense. And I agree. I mean, like I said, the lockdowns, they just let everything get so fucked. I mean, but anyway, and that's what they kept doing to her. Like, she said, like, they would keep calling her every once in a while and be like, hey, we noticed you're tweeting a little bit about the the schools, might want to. I mean, just, you don't have to. I know it's your private Twitter, it's your personal opinions, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, maybe not. Maybe rethink, because just, like, if people might get upset, okay, and what happens when people get upset, and we're a big company. We always us, we're cowards, so we just kind of, like, we just give in. And so we don't want to have this big, have to say, like, oh, that's our personal opinion, and that's it. We just don't want to deal with, because we're cowards. And I mean, she was saying no one, I mean, and, like, the podcast host even asked her, like, why does no one that's in charge of a company ever stick up to the employees? Like, they're the, like, high-level executive or the CEO, whatever. Like this Disney stuff recently. And she was like, why do they never stand up to the employees? Which is usually only, like, a little, like, small group of them. Like, I saw it with my company. That, like, this small group of obviously the problem is they're very outraged. It's a small group, but they're very vocal, like, insane witch mob type thing. And you just see that, and I guess they're so dumb. Like, I thought somebody being a, like, CEO would make them smart, But they just see like a few complaints and they just buckle. Like it's crazy. And this host would ask, her, because she was like, I mean, she wasn't a CEO, but she just was saying like, yeah, like hardly anybody would ever stand up to that. She said like, corporate executives, like they all like, all they see is like, complaints. They don't a lot of times know the context of it, or they don't look into it. They just kind of like, they don't want to seem like a bad guy, which is like, yeah, you do have to worry about like the stocks and all this, which is like kind of crazy how Elon Musk got away with whatever. I mean, I guess because he's like the guy in Tesla. He's not even. I mean, I'm kind of like, I don't understand how Jack Dorsey got left Twitter when he like started Twitter. I don't really understand. That is nuts to me. Like that thing that can happen when you made a company and then they vote you out of the company. It's just so, it's like the Papa John's thing. Like, I don't know if he made, well, yeah, he did. Papa John made Papa John's. And then he got kicked out of Papa John's. I mean, that's just not, like, what kind of deal are you in where you get fucked and you get kicked out of what you made like that? That's crazy. I guess because when you're like well, I don't know. Didn't Jack Dorsey like step down or something? I mean, God, I don't blame him at all, except I would try to sell it or something. Does he think it's good? Is he that stupid? Ugh, I fucking hate this guy. Look at his fucking nose ring. God. I mean, once you're fucking 30s even, if you're like 50 years old and you still have this thing, come on. I mean, come on. Like, that's unacceptable. I mean, come on. He resigned from Twitter, but I don't get it. So he wasn't kicked out like Papa John was. Oh, I didn't read his like stupid letter. He thinks he's like a spiritual leader or something. Fucking douche. I hate these like long, like trying to be smart, like I'm sure what is he saying in here? Like, oh, Twitter was a great thing, okay? Like, no, I'm sorry, but it just caters to the most base instincts. Like, there's nothing good about it. It's made everything worse, just like Facebook. I mean, you can't really. I mean, you resign. That's real. All you have to, Unbelievable. Dude, if you resigned and you're not even like old, it's a like garbage fire. It's just a shitty thing, period. I mean, I guess it's when you declare yourself a corporation and then you have like, once you like get stocks going in your own company, that's when you really can get fucked, I think. Because then you have like a board of whatever, like board of directors, and then they just go, yeah, we don't, hey, Papa John, I know you like made this company out of like your basement or whatever they say. Out of you making pizzas in your bathroom and like farting on them to make them hot or whatever you did. All right, I have to look this up now. I am Papa John. That's a quote from him. Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make sense to still call it that. That's true. They should have called it like, I don't know what they should have called it. I mean, it just, no name would have worked. Papa's or something. Papa Pizza. Any Italian pizza guy, I mean, of course he's going to say the N-word every other word. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, we think your company doesn't need you anymore. I mean, look, you might hate Papa John, which I think he's a nutcase probably. But like the fact that you get kicked out of your own company, I mean, talk about being cut. Am I right? Let me look up the story. Papa John's origin story. They used to like have it on something. It seriously said something like out of my dorm room or something. Maybe I'm thinking of another company though. I don't know. Oh. Papa John's was born in what was once a broom closet in the back of a tavern. He felt he knew how to make a better pizza. Then what? Just a better pizza? So this was in Indiana. Maybe there wasn't good pizza there. The tavern, known for its fist fights and biker clientele. Wow. Yeah, I heard stories. I don't forget where it was, though. That he was, like, crazy to work for. He probably, like, was on cocaine all the time or something, just, like, making pizzas out of his closet. You know what it reminds me of? Fuck, there was a South Park newer one where, like, Cartman. It was a episode about Asperger's, and Cartman literally thought it was like you just put burgers on your ass, and he tried to go to the nurse and like get diagnosed with it. And then he like gave the burgers to like other kids, and they were like blown away by the taste, and then he made like his own burger joint, and he had to go in. He had to go in and fart or put him in his ass, like in a secret booth. I wonder if that's what this guy did. I got the special sauce. Come on, you can't interrupt me when I'm making a special sauce. Come on. You know how the pizza's good? You know how pizza's good is when you need sauce to dip it in. That's how you know it's good. Hey, this is so dry and crusty. I just need something to, because the sauce sucks ass. I need something. Look, we couldn't afford sauce in the old days, so we used dipping sauce, which it was a secret ingredient that he would make when he pulled down his pants and closed the booth door. No, that's the South Park did that too with Randy's weed that he did stuff in, and then he and then he sold it, and they were like, and that was, we had to do that over and over again. I think that was the newest South Park. Maybe not, but I don't know. He's this guy's a fucking psycho, probably. Said he would just sleep in the broom closet. Yeah, he got it successfully. Got to give him that. And they obviously love to say it was a broom closet. I bet it wasn't. And just say that, which is probably like, I mean, a broom closet could be any size. It could be the size of my, Brooklyn apartment, which it probably is. I mean, if I had a restaurant somehow out of this apartment, that would be amazing. Then I would be, because there's no room to do that. There's no room to cook at all in here, really. So, think of that. Think of that. Take your shit for granted. If you at least you have room for. I envy you if you have room to actually move around in your place of living. Look, I'm gonna make a broom closet, and actually I'm gonna just start all you have to do is make some kind of. That's how everybody like is now. They have to have a sob story. I even heard someone recently talk about, I guess he works at an admissions department for some college, and he was like, yeah, we just like basically pick people based on sob stories. So they're fake, first of all. And it's just such a fucking, I hate college now. I hate after that whole like debacle with the celebrities paying to get their kids in Ivy League schools, it's like, okay, so nothing's going to be done about how corrupt college admissions is. I mean, nothing happened. All they got punished, you know. It's just like Epstein. Like, all right, we got the guy. I know I talked about this before, like with Weinstein. But that's all they do is they get really upset about this one guy and they act like it's only him. It's like, no, you know, every college is corrupt in some way. I mean, I went to one that you didn't need any essay to get into. They were just like, hey, you want to come in? Come in. We need people. Just pay our enormous tuition that you're going to pay off for the rest of your fucking life. Okay? I hope you like this college, because every month for the rest of your life you're going to be thinking of it when you pay the bill for when you pay the slave debt off. So that's first of all, you need a sob story, or you need a lie. Like, who knows if this is true? He could have been lying about a broom closet. It was a converted broom closet. I mean, how are you going to make a pizza in that? I don't think that's possible. Papa John's, man. Yo, you go to Papa John's? Come on. I do kind of wonder, like, I kind of wonder if those original pizzas were better than, because, you know, if you buy a Papa John's, you're getting a frozen version. What if you go to the guy's house and he makes you one? You're like, holy shit, this is good. People that hate on, like, those retail chain pizza places, I'm sure it was, like, better when he started out, you know? Like, same thing with McDonald's and whatever. Like, we're all getting a frozen, watered-down version. What were the originals like, you know? The non-packaged, you know, home-cooked ones. Like, I heard, when I was in grad school... you like this? I was down in grad school. My old college days, party days. We got pretty crazy. Now. People like there was some student projects that they would go to Kellogg's, the factory or whatever, and like one of the guys was saying, like, the Pop-Tarts that are freshly made are like amazing. And I was like, fuck, why can't we have the like fresh version of stuff like that, you know? We get to like frozen and then you unfreeze it again. I always think of that with bagels too. Like, I always go get a bagel toasted, but they already did toast it when they first made it. And then you get it, and then you toast it, and then maybe you toast it again. I don't know. It's just like what life is now. It's just like a re-frozen and then re-thawed out and then re-frozen version of everything. Think about that, guys, next time, you know. Everything's like a recycled, watered down, thawed out version of the other thing. Yep. Even me and you know.
We're just, I mean, look at your parents. They're more like original. We're just a copy of a copy of a copy, man. You're a watered down version of your dad. He's a watered down version of his dad. Imagine it
like the first man and woman, Adam and Eve. What were they like? Was the first man like so strong and manly, and then like we degenerate with each generation? What if that happens? I don't know if it does, but what if it does? What if we're like a VHS tape where we just get worse each time we record over it? Think about that, guys. When you go to your cushy little home in cushy little suburbia. Think about that. Think about that. Yeah. And make sure you tune in next time on A Guy in His Room. We talk about theories and check us out next time as we explore tech, as we explore the world, as we explore celebrity, entertainment, and the news, stock prices, what's going up, what's going down. Okay, enough of that.